Pokemon Phax. Omanytes and omastars are believed to be prehistoric Pokemon that roamed the Earth about 65 million years in the past. These creatures are characterized by their short stature, expressive eyes, and spiral head crests that look like coiled poops. The earliest fossil record was unearthed in 1920 by a town drunk who tried to use it to pay his bar tab, and when the barkeep refused, he tried to assault him with it. Luckily, the fossil remained intact despite being bagged as evidence for a crime. Archaeologists were able to bring it back to the lab to study it, and there they determined the object to be the remains of an ancient Pokemon. It was named after the head scientist, Professor Omanyte. The fossil had been put on display at the biggest natural history museum in Kanto ever since. But recently, there have been some theories circulating around the internet that the fossil records may not be what they seem, that they're actually the remains of another ancient Pokemon's excrement. At first, most people laughed at such a silly notion and didn't pay it any further attention. They didn't think it warranted any doubt, since the brightest minds in the nation were able to revive the ancient Pokemon to their former glory. There were tons of film evidence to the contrary. Then certain videos began to surface online, unverified footages of what appeared to be paid actors in Omanyte costumes on an undisclosed movie set. Nobody's actually seen these Pokemon in person, and so doubt began to ripple through the world. It began to spread like wildfire, and the media eventually picked it up. The archaeology community was reached for comments, and they predictably denied the rumor that Omanytes were ancient poops. This controversy reached a fever pitch. Many conspiracy theories and speculations on the existence of this perceived hoax flooded the social media. Enough was enough. People demanded they show proof of the Omanytes' existence, and they refused to budge until they produced some evidence. The scientific community requested they be given some time to prepare, and this caused an uproar. People didn't understand why they needed time when they supposedly revived these Pokemon back already from scant DNA samples. Something didn't feel right, but they continued to insist, and they kept postponing the reveal for months, which only added fuel to the flame. A year later, they finally held the conference. They brought the Omanyte on stage to show the world, but it wasn't enough to satisfy the public. They demanded that a chosen representative of the people examine the Pokemon closer, but the head scientist denied the request, claiming that the creature is far too delicate to be handled by any unauthorized personnel. The crowd became unruly. Somebody threw a water bottle towards the stage and hit the Omanyte, soaking it wet. It began to crack and fizzle like it was malfunctioning, before it caught fire. Electrical wires and gears were exposed through the burnt fabric that covered the robot, and people began to shout that Omanytes were indeed hoaxes, and that they were just ancient Pokemon poops, as the rumors have claimed. The head scientist trembled. "You fools. You have no idea what you've done," he whimpered as all colors drained from his face. He looked towards the sky, and the crowd followed his line of sight until they saw a tear in the atmosphere. Giant wet tentacles pried the sky wide open in order to climb into our plane of existence. The head scientist could be heard over the screams. "It's been foretold that the discovery of the true nature of these fossils will lead to our doom. That they're actually poops. The poops of the Ancient One. The public was never supposed to find out. Now it's too late." I'm a pair of clown shoes, and this has been another episode of Pokemon Phax. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more factual Pokemon facts. Have a wonderful Pokemon day.